So far, a lot has been said about Mike Mentzer's heavy-duty system, and after 23 years since the death of this legend, his thoughts and system has become the favorite of many people. In this video, we want to talk about Mike Mentzer and his legacy, the system which is called heavy-duty. And also, we answered questions that no one has answered so far, and have been remained unanswered for nearly 40 years. Questions like, what were the secrets behind this system? Why were Mike's opinions about balanced nutrition without taking different supplements never taken into account? Why did Mike Mentzer and his brother die in middle age? And why 48 hours after Mike's death, his brother Ray Mentzer died in the same hotel room? To answer these questions, we must first learn about Mike Mentzer's life. This is the story of an unknown man in the world of bodybuilding, who had scored 300 points in the overall section, which is the highest score in the history of Masters Olympias, and had coached students such as Dorian Yates, the 6-time champion of Masters Olympias.
There is the overall champion, Mike Mentzer from Washington, D.C.
He was born on November 15, 1951, and grew up in a working-class family. His dad was a strict disciplinarian, and he had to work hard to prove himself to him. He discovered bodybuilding at a young age, and it became his passion. He was driven, disciplined, and determined to become the best. His philosophy was centered around heavy-duty training, high-intensity, low-volume exercises done with perfect form.
How many hours a day do you have to work to develop a physique like that? Well, most bodybuilders train at least 3 hours a day, 6 days a week, but I only train a total of 3 hours a week. Okay, what do you do during those hours? Train very hard.
He believed that this was the key to building muscle mass and achieving a symmetrical physique. And let me tell you, it worked. He won numerous competitions, including the IFBB Continental Championships, and earned a reputation as one of the greatest bodybuilders of all time. And about his heavy-duty system, it is built around a simple principle: intensity.
If you don't know what intensity is, then you don't know how to work out, in other words. You're in the gym. We know you have to lift weights, right? I mean, there's one bit of logic nobody can escape. We all know you have to lift weights. Do you see where there has to be some one element, therefore, some factor, some variable within the workout itself, which is responsible for inducing growth stimulation? It is only within the context of understanding what this variable is that a bodybuilder can intelligently do the type of training necessary to cause growth stimulation.
Most bodybuilders waste their time with endless sets and reps, going through the motions. But he said, why do that? Why not maximize your efforts, focus on the most important exercises, and eliminate the unnecessary?
The single most important factor influencing the rate of muscular growth, as I hope we all know by now, is intensity of effort. True, some will grow faster than others, but we all grow faster when the intensity of our effort is maximum. Think about it this way. If you want your muscles to get progressively larger and stronger, something about your workout must progressively alter. The only factor other than intensity that we can consider is duration. And if duration had to progressively increase to stimulate progressive size and strength increases, then by the time we reach the upper limits of our potential, we might be training all day long. That's impossible, obviously, as the body only has a limited capacity to cope with such prolonged stress.
In his system, it is recommended to train with heavy weights, rarely exceeding 6-8 sets per body part. And here's the kicker: you only train each muscle group once a week. That's right, once a week. You're not going to build muscle by overtraining. You're going to burn out, get injured, and stagnate.
Contrary to what most bodybuilders do, which is train 2 to 4 hours a day, 7 days a week, to obtain that condition, I train literally for 30 minutes 4 times a week, 2 hours a week. The mistaken premise there is that more is better. And the body doesn't necessarily work that way. If 2 hours or 4 hours a day were good, well, why not train 12 hours a day? Training is a form of stress, and up to a certain point in time, exposing the body to stress can be beneficial. But beyond a definite period in time, it can actually be detrimental.
But his success wasn't without costs. He pushed himself to the limit, both physically and mentally. He isolated himself from others, and his relationships suffered as a result. He became a recluse, obsessed with his training and his physique. Experts' reaction to his system was not always positive, and he received a flood of criticism. And the most important person in the formation of these criticisms was Arnold Schwarzenegger, the winner of 7 Masters Olympian.
There was always tension between Mike and Arnold. There was tension between those two, always. Because Mike would say, you don't need to train 6 days a week, twice a day like Arnold does. You only need to train 2 or 3 times a week. So Arnold's methodology was being challenged in print. in the magazines. Arnold didn't like that. Arnold doesn't like to lose. Arnold doesn't like being criticized.
Mike Mentzer openly opposed Arnold's system in bodybuilding, and this caused a flood of criticism directed towards Mike Mentzer. For example, he had different opinions on nutrition and supplements and believed that the high-protein diets that Arnold suggested would not increase your muscle-building speed. He once said, "For bodybuilders, diet has always been just as important, if not more so, than weight training." However, in his book Heavy Duty Nutrition, Mentzer challenged the extreme dietary practices promoted by the bodybuilding industry. He advocated for a well-balanced diet that included foods from all 4 food groups. His recommended daily intake consisted of 4 servings each of high-quality grains and fruits, and 2 servings each of dairy and protein, all year round. Unlike others who prioritized protein, Mentzer believed that carbohydrates should make up the majority of caloric intake, around 50 to 60%. His reasoning was straightforward. To gain 10 pounds of muscle in a year, an additional 6,000 calories needed to be consumed throughout the year, as 1 pound of muscle contains 600 calories. This averages out to an extra 16 calories per day.
No matter what your daily calorie budget might happen to be, approximately 60% of the calories should be in the form of carbohydrates, 25% protein, and 15% fat. This ratio is agreed upon by all of the top reputable nutritional scientists. The reason for the predominance of carbohydrates is that sugar is the preferred fuel source of the neuromuscular system, the most efficient fuel for high-intensity muscular contraction. The brain lives almost entirely off of sugar. 80% of the brain is made up of something called glia cells, whose primary function is to store sugar. The suffix hydrate in the word carbohydrate means water, and muscle tissue is not mostly protein, but water.
After the injustice that happened to him in the 1981's Masters Olympia, Mike Mentzer never returned to professional competitions and spent his whole life training students like 6-time Masters Olympia champion Dorian Yates. On June 9, 2001, Ray and Mike were working on their new training DVD called HIT. After a long day work, Ray fell asleep while Mike continued working late into the night. Ray was concerned because he knew his brother had heart problems and didn't want him to overexert himself. Despite Ray's warnings, Mike refused to listen. Eventually, as fatigue set in, Mike decided to call it a day and went to bed. The next morning, on June 10, 2001, Ray discovered that his brother had passed away in his sleep due to a heart attack at the age of 49. Ray was devastated as he made funeral arrangements. On the following Tuesday morning, Joanne Shine, the general manager of Mike's business, received a call from Ray's dialysis unit reporting that he had missed his appointment. When she went to Ray's apartment, she found that he had also passed away at the age of 47, just 2 days after his brother.
May he rest in peace. Mike was a great guy. Mike was very good to me. Mike Mentzer. He was very helpful to all the guys. Not to talk about negative things. Remember one day I was walking to Gold's Gym and Mike's in the gutter laying there like a drunken guy. I'm like, oh my God, Mike. He didn't hear me. It's like Muhammad Ali coming back. I was worried about him. Like, wow, Mike. He was the guy that, he's the intellectual, the guy that was the scientist. He had a great mind. I'm like, what a great bodybuilder. That's the way we should be.
The suspicious death of these 2 brothers shocked the entire bodybuilding community, and many opinions were expressed about the cause of their death. But what is clear is that Mike Mentzer was ultimately killed because of his difference and because he had a completely logical opinion, but opposed to the mafia. There is a proverb in Persian that says Zabain Sork Sare Sabs Midahad Bar Bad, and it means that challenging conversations about various issues will ultimately not have a good outcome for that person.
For years I was walking around in full paradise. I thought everyone was as nice a guy as I was. I thought that evil was something you just read about in novels and newspapers. And in fact, evil was something that's around all of us.
Bodybuilding had suffered such a fate. Despite his early retirement and untimely death, which limited his contributions, Mike's life and writings continue to inspire others to question everything and train with purpose and intensity. This makes Mentzer a respected bodybuilding legend. He believed that potential is only realized through action and that one must strive to discover what is best for their body.
Don't, however, worry about your individual potential. Potential is only the expression of a possibility, something that can be assessed accurately only in retrospect. In other words, you'll never know how good you might have become
unless you try.
Mentzer's legacy serves as a reminder that one should never underestimate their own capabilities unless they try. Let's embrace this mindset and strive for greatness. So, if you didn't receive the results you wanted from bodybuilding, if you are tired of going to the gym every day, if you are tired of eating large amounts of food every day, then heavy duty will be right for you. We will continue the path of Mike Mentzer on this channel. We will introduce you to the basic principles of this system so that you can understand how good and effective this system will be for you. Support us by subscribing to our channel so that we can produce more videos of Mike Mentzer for you. Thanks for watching.